All right. So Browns named Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator. Let's point out he is a guy that has come out and said he believes in analytics. What do you think the defense needs to be ready for under Jim Schwartz? And I know you've written an article about this on Dog Pound Daily.
I think that I wrote when they first started talking, I think he was the absolute best fit for everybody that they had out there. I know there are other names. Brian Flores was a name that's being thrown around, but Flores threw a lot more of a 3-4 and kind of mixes into his defense. Whereas you get Jim Schwartz, and he works a lot with the wide nine. I know you just had Lance Riesland on here, and he was talking about how they're going to have the center field safety, which should help with a lot of that deep coverage. But I'm really excited to see what he'll do with the wide nine, where it's kind of putting the defensive ends at almost in a linebacker, stand-up linebacker kind of role. They still got the hand in the dirt, but they got that kind of a little bit more space when they get out a little bit wider. It's going to give somebody like Myles Garrett more room to operate, make it harder on the offensive linemen. So I really like the way that he attacks with the front four. He also was really, he talked about in his opening press conference, the linebackers. He doesn't believe that you have to have the big, heavy hitting linebackers. He likes some people that are just explosive and instinctive. And we have that with JOK. If Jacob Phillips can stay healthy, Tony Fields has shown flashes, but he talked about, he's totally fine with 220-pound linebackers as long as they're instinctive and can go make plays. So I think those things are great. But I think the best thing about Jim Schwartz is if you look at every team he's been with, Tennessee with Albert Haynesworth, Philadelphia with Fletcher Cox, he always has that big defensive tackle. So I think he's going to kind of be an Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski's year to try to shore that up there and get somebody in the middle of the defense that can make an impact.
Yeah, he always seems to also have the answers when something isn't quite right with one of his defenses. And we couldn't necessarily say that last year without question.